Across the vastness of the multiverse, in the war-ravaged lands of Earth, the Hulk stood alone amidst the wreckage of a recent battle. His chest rose and fell with slow, measured breaths. His massive green form loomed over the remnants of battle, his fists stained with the remnants of destruction. Armies had failed to stop him. Machines had crumbled beneath his fists. His rage had left a path of devastation in its wake. Yet even amidst the ruin, there was no satisfaction in Hulk's heart, only a growing emptiness. A rumble of energy crackled through the air, and the ground beneath Hulk's feet began to tremble. A strange force was drawing near. He turned his head, his massive muscles flexing with instinctual readiness. His emerald eyes, always sharp and fierce, narrowed as a bright portal shimmered into existence in front of him. From a glowing tear of the air, a figure stepped out. His form was tall and regal, a lion's pelt draped over his broad shoulders, golden armor gleaming in the dim light of the wreckage. His features were striking, but what stood out most was his strength. Power radiated from him like an unyielding storm. His very presence sent a shudder through the Hulk's massive frame. The figure spoke, his voice deep, commanding, and filled with the confidence of a being who had conquered gods. "You are the one they call the Hulk," Hercules announced, his eyes scanning the creature before him, a smile tugging at the corners of his lips. "I have come to test your might. The gods whisper of your strength, but I wish to see it for myself." Hulk's lips curled into a low, guttural growl. His anger flared, the familiar surge of rage coursing through his veins like wildfire. No one, not even a god, would dare challenge him in his fury. He turned to face this newcomer fully, his fists clenching, knuckles cracking with the power that pulsed within him. "Who are you?" Hulk's voice rumbled like an earthquake, deep and threatening. "Hercules, son of Zeus, champion of Olympus." The demigod's eyes gleamed. "I have come to face you in battle, to see if you are worthy of the legend that precedes you." Hulk's lips twitched, and the rage inside him roared louder. He flexed his massive arms. "You, leave. You don't want this fight." Hercules grinned, his expression one of both respect and challenge. "I do not walk away from a worthy fight. You are strong, Hulk, but can you match the strength of a god?" For a moment, the two titans stood in silence, the air thick with the tension of impending destruction. Then, as if the earth itself had been waiting for the inevitable, the ground cracked beneath them as they charged. The collision was deafening. Hercules swung his golden club with the precision of a master warrior. The club arced through the air and crashed into Hulk's chest with the force of a thunderstrike. The impact reverberated through the land, shaking the mountains themselves. Hulk was sent skidding back, his massive feet carving deep furrows into the earth as he struggled to maintain his balance. But Hulk's rage was like an unstoppable force. With a deafening roar, he lunged forward, his massive hands reaching out to grasp Hercules by the shoulders. The demigod's eyes widened for a split second as Hulk's grip tightened, his raw strength threatening to crush him. Hercules twisted in Hulk's grasp, using his godly agility to break free. With a spin, he unleashed a devastating kick to Hulk's side, sending the green behemoth flying into a distant mountain. The ground crumbled as Hulk crashed into the rock, leaving a massive crater in his wake. For a moment, there was silence, but then from the dust and debris, Hulk roared once again, rising to his feet. His skin had deepened in color, a darker shade of green, and his body seemed to swell with even more power. His rage had only grown. Hercules grinned. "Good. You are strong, but can you match the might of the god?" Hulk's eyes burned with an inner fire. "Hulk, strongest there is." And with that, the battle resumed, a clash of pure power that would shake the foundations of both the mortal and divine realms. Meanwhile, the Hulk, the embodiment of rage, knew no fear. He was the Hulk, and he would not be defeated. Hercules swung his club once more, aiming for Hulk's skull with precision and strength only a demigod could muster. The blow was powerful, the club slicing through the air with the speed of a thunderbolt. But Hulk, with a growl that shook the very ground beneath them, caught the club in his massive green hands, his grip tightening like a vice. The force of the strike barely seemed to faze him. Hercules narrowed his eyes. "Impressive," he muttered, pulling the club back. "But you're still no match for a god." Hulk snarled, his eyes burning with insatiable rage. "Hulk! Strongest there is," he bellowed, his voice reverberating across the land. He wrenched the club from Hercules' hands and threw it aside, his fists now raised for battle. The demigod grinned. "Then let us see if your strength can match my skill." With a roar, Hercules lunged forward, his fists a blur of speed and power as he aimed for Hulk's chest. His strikes were calculated, each punch a perfect blend of divine strength and combat expertise. But Hulk, fueled by an unrelenting rage, absorbed the blows with ferocity that only seemed to make him stronger. His body, already massive and unyielding, expanded further, muscles bulging as if they were made of pure raw energy. With a mighty growl, Hulk slammed his fist into Hercules' stomach, sending the demigod hurtling through the air. Hercules crashed into a mountain, the force of the impact sending rocks and debris flying in all directions. The mountain trembled as the ground cracked beneath Hercules' weight. But the demigod was far from defeated. He quickly recovered, his godly resilience allowing him to rise from the rubble. "You're strong, Hulk," Hercules said, brushing the dust from his armor, his voice a mix of admiration and challenge. "But strength alone will not win this fight." Hulk's eyes glowed brighter, his rage mounting with every passing second. "Hulk! Stronger than God!" he roared, his massive body surging with power. He charged at Hercules, the ground beneath his feet shattering with each step. The air around them seemed to warp with the sheer intensity of his anger. Hercules met Hulk's charge head-on, his fists flying faster than ever before, each blow landing with the sound of thunder. But Hulk, with his unrelenting fury, absorbed every strike, his body growing ever more indestructible. His skin, already tougher than any armor, seemed to harden with each blow, his power multiplying like a storm-gathering force. Suddenly, Hulk grabbed Hercules by the throat, his grip like iron. Hercules struggled against the Hulk's crushing hold, but the beast's grip only tightened, his muscles pulsing with monstrous strength. Hercules gasped for breath as Hulk lifted him off the ground, his feet dangling helplessly. "You're a god," Hulk growled, his voice filled with primal fury. "But you're nothing compared to me. Nothing compares to the Hulk." Hercules, desperate, swung his fists, trying to break free, but the Hulk's hold was unyielding. The more he struggled, the more Hulk's rage seemed to fuel his power. With a growl, Hulk squeezed harder, and Hercules felt his breath leave him, his vision darkening as the monstrous strength threatened to crush the life out of him. But just as all seemed lost, Hercules' divine strength surged within him, a last burst of power born from his very bloodline. With a mighty cry, he unleashed a strike of raw force, landing a blow to Hulk's chest that sent the creature staggering back. For a moment, Hulk stumbled, his hold weakening, but the pause was fleeting. Before Hercules could catch his breath, Hulk's fury exploded. Hulk roared with such intensity that it seemed to shake the earth to its core. The ground cracked beneath their feet, and the mountains trembled as Hulk's rage reached its peak. With an ear-splitting roar, Hulk hurled Hercules through the air like a rag doll, sending him crashing into the earth with an explosion of dust and debris. Hercules lay there, dazed and battered, his body aching from the relentless onslaught. His golden armor was scorched, his muscles trembling with exhaustion. He had fought titans, monsters, and gods, but never had he faced a force like this. Hulk was not just strong. He was a force of nature, an unstoppable tide of rage and power. Hercules struggled to rise, his vision blurry as he tried to push himself up from the ground. His head spun, and his limbs felt heavy, as if every strike Hulk had landed was slowly draining the life from him. The gods may have gifted him with strength, but even divine blood had its limits. Hulk stood above him, his chest rising and falling with each furious breath. His green skin glowed with the intensity of his rage, and his eyes burned with an unquenchable fire. He towered over the demigod, a giant in every sense of the word, and his voice rumbled like a storm. "Hulk, strongest there is." Hercules, his mind clouded with exhaustion, raised a hand to stop the Hulk's next blow. "No more? This is impossible," he muttered, his voice weak. "Your power, it is beyond anything I have faced. I cannot." Hulk stepped forward, his massive foot crushing the ground beneath him. "You, no match for Hulk," he growled, his hand rising to deliver the final blow. In that moment, Hercules realized the truth. The rage-fueled monster before him was unlike any opponent he had ever faced. His divine strength, his legacy, had not been enough to overcome the sheer force of Hulk's fury. Hercules, the son of Zeus, had met his match. With one final roar, Hulk brought his fist down upon Hercules, the impact so powerful that it split the earth in two. Hercules' body crumpled beneath the weight of the blow, and the battle was over.